Hi everyone, today I am going to be having a go at this elephant picture. This is from Imagimorphia, so I had to turn the page, and by Kerby Rosanes, and it's a really interesting page. I absolutely love elephants, so I really enjoy the idea of doing this page. But I thought I would just show you how I am going to approach this in a really easy way. My trick is to use some soft pastel colours. These are Mungio pastels. I'll show you the tray, bear with me. They look like this. Okay, now pastels are really messy, so I'm going to cover up this page to start with so that I don't spoil it with pastels. I'm just going to pop a piece of white paper over that page because I probably will make a fair bit of dust. Now I'm not going to worry about the sky, actually maybe not even the ground for this. I may just concentrate on the elephant. I will see how it all goes and how the time goes. Now the first thing I do is get myself a makeup sponge. I have contemplated buying some washable ones for this, but at the moment I tend to use ones like this, which are cotton wool, I think. Yeah, they're 100% cotton wool. I just get them from the pharmacy. You know, where I can get toiletries. And I'm going to have a look at the pastels and pick the right colour for the elephant. Grey, sorry, it's gone out of focus. 3 greys here. I'm going to go with the sort of mid grey, which I reckon is that one. And what I'm going to do, I show you, is take my pad and rub it on the pastel like that until it picks up some colour. I'm going to do that off camera because it's going blurred, which isn't particularly nice for you guys. So I'm going to rub the sponge or the cotton pad on the pastel. You see I've got some colour, and just rub it onto the page. You can see it slightly appearing. The light is quite bright. But hopefully, as I get more onto the sponge, you'll see it's starting to get coloured. And I'm going to do that over the whole of the elephant, including these bits here. All these interesting, steampunky, maybe mechanical bits and pieces. Now this isn't going to be the final layer of this at all, it's just going to be the beginning, and the idea is that I can have a base colour which I can then work on with my pencils. Now I was going to grab my Chromaflow pencils to do this, but I've just remembered that the grey is actually very, very light, and I think I want something a little bit darker to define some of these areas. Now with pastels, don't worry if you go out of the lines, oops, because they rub out very, very easily. So I'm not being too fussed about going out of the lines. See, look, we've got that bit there. We're just going to go over it roughly. I don't know how well you can see because I am quite a distance away, I realise that. What I'm going to do is when I have finished doing this bit, I will zoom in and I will show you how I approach all the little details on this page. Now I love this elephant, he is so cute. Now his tusks I'm going over, but I think I may do those white. Tusks are obviously normally white. So. Now what I'm going to do with this page is I'm going to do the same technique for the whole picture. So the bottom of the picture, you can see a little bit there. There is lots of critters and shapes and things like that, but they look like they're in grass. So I'm going to do that bit green and use a similar technique to this, and just keep it to a really simple colour palette, and that will just make it much easier for me to deal with all this detail which is going on, because I will only have one colour that I'm playing with. Now this to me looks like a slightly brownish grey, which is fine, but I need to think about the grey pencil that I'm going to use with it in a minute to work with the detail. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to pause the camera. I am going to do the green detail. I'm going to do this. Do I do sky? Am I going to do blue sky? Yes. I'm going to do all of that. I'm going to spray it with some fixative. I use this. This is odour free, which is why I've started using it. And I'm going to spray it with that, leave it to dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk you through. I'll just show you the rubbing out and what I do with that before I disappear off and finish it off. So this is my Tombow Mono. I don't know how close I can get before it goes out of focus. There we go. Tombow Mono 0 eraser, and it's very little. And I can just go around all the edge, erasing the bits that I don't want. Do you see? And when I do the sky on these edge bits with a blue, I can use one of these fine tipped cotton buds. They're for applying cosmetics, and I can get into the nooks and crannies of the detail with those. So, but I'm going to do probably, I'm not entirely sure until I do it, a grey bluey sky, so it works together with the grey anyway, because already we've got a bit of a dirty look to the sky from this grey. So, but as you can see, we've already got quite a good base layer down, so it helps us. We can get going with this now without worrying about all the detail so much, because we've already got some of it coloured over. So I'm just going all the way around just so you can see what I'm doing. It's really straightforward. Just rub it out. Now, something I do need that I don't have at the minute is a brush to brush away the pencil sharpenings, because if I do it with my hand, I will brush the pastel all over the page. So I'm going to go and find myself something to do that with. I'm going to pinch a paintbrush off my husband's desk and hope he doesn't watch this video and notice that I've done it. Anyway, that's me. I may add a darker grey to the elephant if I think he isn't dark enough. Once I've done the sky, it depends on what shade of blue and how it all looks and works together. But I'll come back and I'll talk to you about the next step. So thank you for watching this bit, and hold on for the next bit. Right, hi everyone, I am now back. So I have done the pastel layers. I'll show you. I did the grey on the elephant, and then I rubbed out around the edge. So I'm sending camera blurred. Then I did some green at the bottom on everything at the bottom, and then I rubbed out around the edge, and then I did the blue for the sky. I left some white patches to make it look a little cloudy. It's all fairly faint at the moment and nondescript, but I show you what I am going to do. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, although I have sprayed this with some fixative, I'm going to lean on a piece of paper when I'm colouring, just to be sure. My fixative has made my page slightly curly as well, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. Now we're going to look at the details. Now, decided to use these pencils. I think they'll come into focus. These are Arteza triangular grip pencils. I just pick those, they're on my desk. Now for the elephant, I have got 3 colours here, but I've decided this is the elephant grey, which really feels like I should be using, but it's pale. I'm not going to actually use that. I'm going to use the charcoal grey, and I may use the noir, the black, maybe. So I've got it out just in case. So I'm just going to go with this dark grey. I'm going to give it a quick sharpen. Now if you triangle pencils, just sharpen in my normal Staedtler Noris sharpener, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see exactly what I am doing. Now what we'll do is we'll focus down here on a small area. Hopefully it will be in focus, which it isn't. We'll just pull out a bit. That is a bit too close anyway. There we go. Now we'll show you. So we've got the elephant's body here, but we can see that that Kerby has already given us a lot of clues as to where it would be darker. So I'm going to work this area here all the way down. So let's pop them up to this corner of the trunk. I'm going to work these areas where he's marked it as darker with my darker grey pencil. So it's nice and simple, it's all there for us really, but I do want to make this trunk and this tusk stand out, so I'm going to do a little more work with my darker grey on the edge of that tusk and then just fade it into the grey pastel and along the bottom of here, and again just sort of fade it down a little bit and all the way around the edge of there and just sort of fade it out a little, and the same here. And hopefully you can see this is standing out a little more on this side compared to this side. So that's all I want. I'm going to fade that a bit because we've got a bit of a sharp edge. Now with all this complex area here, we do the same thing. We look at here, look, there's some marks here, so we need to do this a bit darker because it's overlapping, so there will be some shade. So we do some shadow, so we do that. We look at this area, that's darker, maybe in here. Maybe under here, look, is going to be a little bit darker, and under here. So we just work away where we can see clues as to where it might be a little bit darker. And it's quite quick. So I can just whittle away, like at the trunk here. In here I want it to be quite dark. You think about how dark it would be inside that little bit of the cute little trunk. Do you love it? And then underneath you can see we've emphasised this. This isn't very well blended. I'm just going to do a gentle amount so that it disappears. I don't want a line. Same here, look, we've got a line. Don't want that. We can just make it disappear like that. And under here I want to have a little bit of shadow, but not too much, and like down here as well. And you can see we don't need to work every piece of the picture because we've already got our grey pastel on there doing some of the work for us. So it's really sped us up, and we can follow Kerby's lines and clues as to where to colour on all of the rest. So that is how I'm going to do the elephant. I'm not going to show you any more. I will just do those bits, and I'll show you the green bit. Now I've picked two greens. I'm not sure which is going to work, which is why I picked two. Let's see if they will come into focus for us. Going to focus? This is the moss green and the, jungle green. Okay, and they're quite similar to this shade that I rather like. So I will just show you, we'll see if it works with the pastel. So take the paper like this, again leaning on the paper just in case the pastel is still a bit wet and smudgy, and just work into those black Q lines. You see this leaf here is going to be above. We can do a little bit of darker underneath so it just stands out. We don't need to colour it because it's already got the pastel there. And same as this one, you know, we can colour around it and it will just stand out a little bit. And I realise there's critters and flowers and all sorts of things going on in this picture, but I have purposely chosen to keep it really simple and straightforward just to show you a really quick method to colour it in. Here I'm just going over those a bit because they have got a bit of blue on them. And see, like, you know, the bottom of the flower here, around there, just where things meet. And I find that the fact that we've got markings as to where to colour a little bit really helps with other pictures where you don't have these clues. You can learn from this one as to where might be a good place to put in your shading and things like that. And you can see, compared to sort of this bit down here, that we're already seeing a little bit of definition in this grassy area, but it isn't going to take from the sort of whole image. You know, it's not, there's not going to be the odd thing standing out. So I'm going to finish that, and I don't know if it's going to take me really that long, and have a go at finishing it, as I say, and I will take a photo at the end so you can just see how it all turns out. So that is my sort of quick and simple way to deal with what looks like quite a complex page. So see what you think when I'm done, and whether you like the idea and whether you're going to have a go. So thank you very much for watching. Happy colouring, and hope you enjoyed the picture coming up.